What's up, you guys? This is Devin from Project Sax, and we're moving on. Yesterday we did the concert B-flat scale, which for the alto saxophone was the G major scale. Now we're going on to the second scale, or the third scale actually, but on the circle of fifths, cycle of fourths, you will notice that it's the second and the sharps area. So let me teach you how to read your cycle of fifths paper or circle of fourths. I'm gonna keep messing that up, you guys. But when you're looking at it, you see your sharps on one side. That means you see the little sharp sign, like on the hashtag sign of the whatever that symbol is that you see on this side, and then you'll see the flats on one side. So we're on the sharp side right now. So we went to number 1, 0, which should be dead center, is the key of E flat. The concert E flat, which is C for the saxophone, and then the next one is the you should see concert B flat or G for the alto, a G major for the alto saxophone. So you're going to see either one of these keys that I'm saying on that sheet of paper, but you'll see a 1 above the G. That's because it has 1 sharp. It's just labeling the amounts of sharps or the amounts of flats that it has in the key signature. That's why I might say the first, second scale or the third scale when we're actually on the 4th scale or whatnot, because I'm talking about the actual amount of sharps, and I'm pretty much labeling the difficulty of the scale. So as we go on, we're going to learn which is next on the scale. Dead center is the key of E flat or C for the alto saxophone. Next is you have the concert B flat, which is 1 sharp, key G major for the alto saxophone. And next you'll have the key of F, one of my favorites, F major, concert F, D major for the alto saxophone. So this is one of my favorites because of the way it lines up with the horn, and I like the actual D note itself. But let's go ahead and see how it sounds. So yes, that's concert F, D major for the alto saxophone. Now the thing about this scale is that no longer has 1 sharp in it, it has 2 sharps. We're adding sharps when we go around. You can obviously see that from your cycle of fourths, cycle of fifths paper. You have those in front of you, and you can see that they're increasing, whether it's sharp or flat. It's increasing by 1 each time we go up. Now what you want to understand about this one is it has 2 sharps. You have the F sharp, which we already know from the last scale, but you also have added another one, which is C sharp. And this is probably one of the easiest notes to play, one of the hardest notes to play in tune. Now, if you look on your fingering chart, if you're a new saxophone player, you'll see that it's no fingers. But that does not mean you sit here and do this. That's not really good. I mean, I know some people who use it as a, to make it look fancy when you're on stage, but when you're learning, you keep your fingers married to the pearls, like my friend Joe used to tell me, and make sure that even though you're not actually pressing down on these keys, that your fingers are still sitting on the pearls. They're married to the pearls. They're kissing the pearls, guys. Anyway, so the C sharp is no fingers, but literally keep your fingers still on these pearls. Because when you're going to find out, when you become a more proficient musician, or you excel in your music, that you're going to need to go faster. And when you play C sharp like this and then you try to come back, that's a fraction of a second that you could have played something better or something faster, and you're going to get into the habit of not being able to get your fingers back on the horn fast enough. So keep your fingers on the horn for the C sharp. But generally it's just starting from D. Remember that F sharp, going all the way up to the D. Remember to play that C sharp, fingers still on the keys, and go back down. And it's pretty much the same going back down. Just remember your sharps. Like I always say, I'm not going to keep telling you guys this. Start from the bottom to the top. Alright, and then go back down, and next we're going on to our arpeggio. So 1, 3, 5, look at your scale, whatever you're looking at, look at your reference. If you don't have a reference, go to Google, look it up. What's it, concert F major, or D major for the saxophone, and look at each key and say, hey, what's one, what's the 1, what's the 3, what's the 5? That's your arpeggio, and then that's the top root, and then going back down to the bottom root. And the root, like I said, is the starting note. Now the top root will be the higher version of that note. I didn't say that in the last couple of videos, but I'm pretty sure you probably already know that by now if you've learned every note on the saxophone. So let's go. Arpeggio. That's the lower version. I'm trying to get you guys into playing both octaves, so I'm going to start with the lower version for this one, and then I'm going to go to the higher version. The higher version. So that's both high and low versions. At this point you want to start branching out, and you know the basic structure of the scale. You've done the first 2 scales. Now you want to branch out and do them in as many octaves as you possibly can. And then play them faster, the ones you know, and then move on to the next one. Because you got the basic structure of the scale. You're just going from a root to the top root, and then going back down to the lowest root you can. And the reason I say lowest root you can is to keep you on your toes. Don't think inside the box. My name is Devin, and when we're moving on to the next scale, I wish you good sound.